Everywhere we look, all we hear about is AI, how it's going to change the way we do just about anything.
I feel like there's a lot of buzz and it being kind of like the easy button. It's a tool. It's not the solution.
The insights themselves don't solve any problem.
Using AI powered analytics, what does that look like? One of the exercises that my research teams usually do is, we do a data dump of all of the feedback, whether it's NPS score, surveys, chatbot conversations, and then we painstakingly go through this and try to categorize it and figure out what is the sentiment. Sometimes it's hard to understand this, right? So I think using AI to help us with sentiment analysis, especially with today's very urban language, abbreviated language, emoji language, like it would be great for AI to help us unpack some of those. So
at Luminoso, we focus on providing text analytics solutions that's driven by natural language understanding, right? So our goal is really to try to take long form text and really understand, the context, the sentiment behind what's being said. Leveraging AI to analyze that data can certainly speed up the process, as well as identify topics and trends that are difficult to discover. With AI, it has the ability to analyze and understand such a large volume of data. Customer sentiment obviously can change throughout the customer journey. Being able to sort of take some of the qualitative data, align them to different points in the customer journey map, and understand how people, different segments of people are feeling through different parts of the customer journey map, I think could be super powerful insights to have. The more deeply you can understand a cohort of your customers and users, the more bespoke, I guess, or more specific solutions that you can design and deliver to each of those segments, right? And you may decide that some segments are not worth pursuing, right? I mean, I think we all have to make decisions on what's a priority, sort of where the biggest bang for the buck might be. So I think, sort of that deeper level of understanding, I think will certainly help us make some of those decisions with more confidence, right? Earlier, Joyce, when you were talking about, validating the solution, you mentioned that there was this challenge of when am I done? How much validation is enough? During the success measuring phase, where you're collecting all of this now additional data, right, as people use your product, when you ask an NPS survey or something like that, you're sort of intentionally asking somebody to give you your thoughts. Some of them don't, some of them do, but it's kind of an intentional response that they're sort of thinking about, what do I want to say to this company, right? Whereas when people are just talking on social media or some forums or whatever, I think those sentiments and those voices, tend to be maybe more authentic or give you a different part of the customer sentiment than you might be getting through these survey responses, right? So I think, yes, I think to sum it up, I mean, I think there's a lot of different technologies that you could use in a lot of different ways, but I think just thinking about how can I use AI to, expand the scope of the feedback that I'm getting, and how can I get at more different perspectives that our customers might be willing to share.
usually when customers come online to submit a survey, NPS score, CSAT, whatever feedback survey you have on the website, 7, 8, 9 out of 10 times they're not happy. And they want to tell somebody that they're not happy. So you're getting detractor feedback, you're getting a high volume of detractor feedback, then you are getting volume of positive feedback. So then what happens as a brand, and something that I've done is we spend money to actually go out, like you said, and create these interviews or interactions for customers to provide us feedback. I think being able to unlock that by accessing organically social, publicly available sentiment would be such a game changer for brands, not just from a cost effective perspective, but as you mentioned, it's more authentic. So that's a really good perspective to share.
Our customers express their opinions in so many ways in so many different places, right? Like how much of what people are saying or what our customers are saying today, do you think that businesses in general really like listen to and hear?
I would imagine not a lot because it can get very expensive, um, creating the pipelines or the channels to listen, collect, analyze the data. And then there's the other part of which is reporting on what you're analyzing in real time, in time where this decision needs to be made. And let's not even get into the legalities and the privacy and all of the red tapes that you would have to navigate to be able to harness this organic, natural, authentic conversations that customers are having about your brand. When you have clear stories, clear sentiment of what's resonating, what's working, what's not resonating, what's not working, and you have this at scale, and you have a high variability, and you have qualitative analysis to back that up, it would be amazing. That's what I'm hoping AI will help unlock for product teams. And then it kind of takes away the special projects that we kind of get into without too much validation or too much data. And we kind of work on really what the market is telling us. This is what customers are saying, and this is where we need to focus on.
So I think the other thing that you talk a lot about, Joyce, is A/B testing, right? I think especially all your time in retail, I think that's an important tool. So do you think AI could potentially play a role in A/B testing, maybe overcome some of the challenges that you might have faced, doing A/B testing?
Definitely. I see AI helping A/B testing teams to be more efficient and to be able to provide that feedback back to the teams a lot faster. Today's A/B testing process, it's so easy to plug in an A/B testing capability, whether it's a tag, multiple tests, multivariant tests. You can run a test in minutes and hours if you have high volume of traffic running through, especially if you have a website, and get some really good results from that. What takes the longest today is pulling that data set together and presenting results. Typically, when we run A/B tests, just because we want to validate and want to make sure that we're reading the results and we are leveraging a human to do this today, it takes days, sometimes weeks to get the results, right? There's sometimes a clear signal, simple A/B tests, you do that and you're good. When you start talking about sentiment and changing navigation, like huge changes, you want to take some time. So I see AI enabling product teams to take that data really quickly, high volume data, really quickly, come up with hypothesis, and perhaps even using machine learning, come up with recommendations. So then the product team goes from analysis to, oh, let me validate the recommendation and quickly share this and debate and move forward. And that can be done within days versus weeks of, like it takes today.
Driving business value, right? So it's all about the results. It's all about the progress that we can make with their product and with their business. All of this new data and information and tools and technologies that we have at our fingertips, we have to make sure that our organization is set up to then act on these insights, right? So as an example, I was just having an interesting conversation with somebody that's been in the CX industry for a long, long time. And he was helping one of his clients set up this elaborate CX framework platform, sort of integrating all kinds of different technologies into this big CX platform, right? And as they were making sort of their way through this process, he asked his client, so A lot of investment, a lot of time. There's really cool platform coming together. Like, what have you done on your side of the organization to do change management, put in processes so that you can actually act effectively and quickly on this, on all this insight you're now going to get? And the client's response was, "Oh, what do you mean? What should I be doing?" The insights themselves don't solve any problems, right? We have to use the insights. We have to act on the insights. We have to communicate with the people that we need to communicate to make sure that we're effectively using the insights to move the product and the business forward.
We have the insights, but we're not clear on what do we do with this, right? How do we get that? How do we leverage AI to move us from great insight, but what now, and to great insight, and here are some recommendations. Ensuring access by everyone, but in a way that it's easy for them to consume the information and for them to easily harness the actionable thing that they need to do with that insight. It is something that can enable a lot of business value, whether it's efficiency, working better, smarter within product organizations. And I think it's very important to always have an end goal in mind when you're working on a solution or product. It becomes more about staying the course to drive and deliver business value. Is AI as a tool helping you get to value faster, more efficiently, more with a higher level of quality? I think that's where we need to focus on leveraging, in terms of leveraging AI as a tool, as opposed to thinking of AI as the solution, because I don't think it's a solution, it's a tool. Thank you everyone for joining, and I hope this was insightful. Again, please reach out to either one of us, and we're happy to talk